Yesterday I saw an article on CNN Money about an oil company that laid off 25,000 employees, but its CEO got paid $18 million last year. Now, I've seen cases like this before, and they sure sound absurd, but when you split that $18 million amongst 25,000 employees, it equates to about $720 per person, which definitely isn't a yearly wage. So, are CEOs getting paid too much money? CEOs of companies, especially Fortune 500 companies, are often some of the richest people in the world. This makes sense. After all, many of those employees started their own companies and technically managed thousands of employees, finances, public relations, and more. But instead of looking at how many employees were laid off and how much a CEO made last year, let's instead look at how much a CEO made last year and how many employees they currently have, and split that amongst the current employees. Let's start with GoPro CEO Nick Woodman, who last year made $77 million. In this video, we'll be cutting the amount that each CEO makes down to $5 million, which is still a significant amount of money, and then splitting it amongst their current employees. So, if instead Nick Woodman made $5 million, there would be $72 million left over to divide amongst his 1,460 employees. That means last year, each employee would have made an extra $49,000 approximately. That $49,000 is in addition to the salary that the GoPro workers are already making, and it's almost $21,000 more than the median US employee salary. Let's also take a look at David Zaslav, the CEO of Discovery Channel, and CNN Money's top paid employee of the year in 2015 at $156 million. If we brought David's salary down to $5 million, that would leave $151 million to split amongst his 5,500 employees, and each of them would make an additional $27,500 a year. There are plenty more examples of this, although there are some companies out there that have so many employees that if you were to cut the CEO's wage, it would only make a dent in the average employee's wage in that company. But let's also keep in mind that we're only looking at the CEO. We're not looking at the CFO, and we're not looking at any of the board of executive employees. And if you cut down their salaries as well, then it might make a larger dent than before. And if you think that I'm pulling cases specifically to show you that CEOs are making too much money, keep in mind that the average CEO, depending on what source you look at, makes about 300 times the average amount of a US employee. Now, some sources said that it was more close to 250, others said 370, but all agreed that that number is rising. Before we finish, I'd like to end on a good note by looking at some of the better CEOs that are out there. Let's first look at Tim Cook and Bill Gates, who donate billions every day to charities across the globe, and intend to donate all of their money when they pass away. There's also Craig Jelinek, the CEO of Costco, who made about $5 million in 2012, but he pays each of his employees an average salary of about $43,000 per year, which is $14,500 higher than the US median salary. Then there's Reed Hastings of Netflix and Howard Schultz of Starbucks, who both make a significant amount of money, but they use their power as CEOs for good. Netflix is one of the first, if not the first, to offer unlimited paid parental leave, and Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz tells his baristas to write things that promote change and equality amongst others, as well as offering great employee benefits even if you aren't working 40 hours a week. So that's all I have to say about that, guys. If you have anything that you want to say, you can leave it down in the comments below. And if you want to see more analytical analysis estimation videos like this, hit the subscribe button up there. Otherwise, you can check out some things related to this video, such as Andrew's Feel the Burn kind of video. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. But when you split that 18 million up amongst 20, so close.